How does stress damage the body? By activating the internal distress signal or warning bell to activate the body for fight or flight. When you feel that you're in danger, it activates a physiological response, including a heart rate that speeds up. The fats, cholesterol, and sugar in your bloodstream increase. Your stomach secreting more acid, which long-term impacts our immune system. All of these cause strain in the body. And the strain is most impacting when you're faced with a lot of severe and persistent stressors. Over a period of time, this could lead to such things as gastrointestinal distress, high blood cholesterol, insomnia, and lower back pain. It will also leave you more vulnerable to sickness and disease. Depending on your physiological makeup and exposure, one person may develop heart disease, while another a peptic ulcer, and a third person a severe depression. Is it possible to cope with stress without becoming anxious? It is. These three key factors will affect the outcome: commitment, control, and challenge. Commitment is defined as a tendency to involve oneself in activities in life and as having a genuine interest and curiosity about the surrounding world. That could be other people, friends, family, one's work, or other important values. Control, a sense of personal control over one's life. This is the internal locus of control, defined as a tendency to believe and act as if one can influence the events taking place around oneself through one's own efforts. Challenge, the ability to see change in one's life as a challenge to be mastered. It is the belief that change rather than stability is the normal mode of life and constitutes motivating opportunities for personal growth rather than threats to security. Resilient people see change as opportunity. The 3 C's, commitment, control, and challenge, are some key ingredients for psychological hardiness, which is that hardy or resilient people are more able to face change with confidence, self-determination, and eagerness, viewing change as opportunity, while someone who is less resilient will view change with feelings of being threatened, helpless, or alienated. Keep in mind, how we deal with stress is more often about how we learned to deal with stress. You wouldn't be here today if you hadn't found some ways of coping with stressful situations at different points in your life. How did you do that? How could you do more of that? What we're unpacking here today is an approach you can learn, a perspective you can apply to become more resilient when facing the stress and storms of life. Research in neuroscience shows that we have what's called neuroplasticity. This means when we change how we think, we create new neural pathways in the brain, and this becomes learning. Another related term is long-term potentiation, meaning if you keep practicing a new or challenging skill, it gets easier over time. This applies to learning and practicing resilience habits, how we deal with stress, and ultimately how we deal with life. Regarding the 3 C's and psychological resilience, a rather telling study was done on employees at a large global company that was going through the largest structural change that it experienced in its 100-year history. 200 middle and upper-level employees were tracked over an 8-year period to see how they managed the many work and home pressures that resulted from the stressful change. The results were quite telling. The healthy employees were not necessarily younger, wealthier, higher in the career ladder, or better educated than their colleagues who became sick under stress. In fact, one main difference clearly counted. They were more resilient. They were hardier. The stressed but healthier employees tended to be more committed, felt more in control, and had bigger appetites for challenge. These qualities appear to be the most powerful protection from stress. Many research studies have shown that hardiness protects all kinds of people from stress, regardless of factors such as age, race, culture, socioeconomic status, or gender. All things being equal, practicing these skills of hardiness tipped the scale in people's favor. Hardiness is important, but not the only way people fight stress. Social support, exercise, and a strong constitution can all help. For example, the type of body you were born with can affect your chances of getting sick, yet your biology is not your destiny. The research found that hardiness was more powerful than biology when it comes to navigating one's way through stress. Vigorous exercise was found to be a key factor in alleviating stress. It is one of the most powerful anti-stress tools. Those who practice hardiness, resilience skills, and exercise are healthier than those who only do one or the other. Along with handling stress and conflict better, hardy people also accept support from friends, coworkers, and family and use that support well. The question is, can you learn to be more resilient and hardy, more committed, in control, and open to change? Absolutely. Change can occur through ongoing self-reflection and training. These are skills you can learn and apply. For example, an 8-week study of participants who suffered from high blood pressure went through training on paths to hardiness. The result was lower blood pressure in all participants in the group. The participants did the following to improve their wellness and resilience. These are some great tools and techniques for you to try. One is focusing. That's doing daily checks and recognize signals in your body that something is wrong, including headaches, neck tightness, or stomach knots. Notice if these are worsening under stress and mentally review situations that may have caused this reaction. Ask yourself this question throughout your routine. What's keeping me from feeling terrific today? Focusing increases your sense of control over stress and puts you in a better position psychologically. You are able to be more aware and proactive and respond to it versus having it build up, ignoring it until it sucker punches you. And you are left to react to it, like floundering to correct it after it has already gained momentum. Number 2, reconstructing stressful situations. So think about a recent stressful episode and record 3 ways that it could have gone better, and 3 ways it could have gone worse. It may help to focus on someone who handles stress well and what he or she or they would have done. The key is to notice that things could have been worse, and most importantly, to realize that you can think about healthier ways to cope. 3, compensating through self-improvement. It's important to distinguish between what you can and cannot control, recognizing that some stress is unavoidable. However, you can regain control by taking on a new challenge or task to master, like swimming or learning a foreign language. It is a way of reassuring yourself that you can cope. And one can accept change, learn to let go, and put change in a healthy perspective. Every exit is an entrance somewhere else. Every change marks the end of something familiar, yet the beginning of something new, a new chapter in your life, one that has the potential to be better, richer, more exciting, invigorating, a chance to grow, of becoming and unbecoming. Change is one of the few constants in life. Everything around us is in the process of changing and growing. To stop change is to stop living.